Have you ever wondered what it would take to walk across an entire continent? To face down nature in its rawest, most unforgiving form, with nothing but your own 2 feet and the will to survive? Well, today, we're not just talking about any walk. We're talking about the longest, most demanding hiking trails on this planet. These are journeys that push the limits of human endurance, expeditions that can take months, even years, to complete. They are the ultimate test of survival. We're going to explore 5 of the most epic trails the world has to offer. A behemoth stretching over 24,000 kilometers, coast to coast to coast. Then we'll head south to the rugged spine of North America, the Continental Divide Trail, a 5,000-kilometer beast of high altitudes and extreme weather. We'll also journey along the iconic Pacific Crest Trail, a 4,265-kilometer path through searing deserts and snow-capped mountains. We'll trek the historic Appalachian Trail, and finally, head to the other side of the world to New Zealand's Araroa. Each of these trails is a world of its own, a monumental challenge that demands respect. Imagine spending over 2 years just to complete one of them, crossing through every type of ecosystem imaginable. Desolate tundra-dense, humid forests. The physical toll is immense, but the mental battle is even greater. This is a battle against the elements and, ultimately, against yourself. So, lace up your boots. The adventure starts now. Right, let's get straight into it. Our first stop is a true monster of a trail, the longest recreational trail network in the entire world. This is the Great Trail, formerly known as the Trans-Canada Trail. When I say long, I mean it. We're talking over 24,000 kilometers, that's more than 15,000 miles. To put that in perspective, you could walk from London to Sydney. It's an absolutely staggering feat of engineering and vision, connecting the Atlantic Ocean, connecting the Pacific Ocean, connecting the Arctic Ocean. It's not just a path, it's a lifeline that stitches an entire nation together. This isn't a single, uniform track. The Great Trail is a trail of trails, a mosaic of over 400 individual paths. This means the terrain you'll face is incredibly varied. One week, paddling a kayak along the serene waterways of Ontario, navigating the same routes as the early fur traders. The next, cycling across Saskatchewan prairies with nothing but sky and horizon. And then, hiking through dense rainforests of British Columbia, surrounded by towering Douglas firs. The sheer logistics are mind-boggling. A full through hike is a multi-year commitment. 2 years. You'd need to plan for every season. Sweltering, humid summers of the east, bone-chilling, brutal winters of the north, and everything in between. You're not just walking, you're adapting constantly. Be a master of all trades, hiker, cyclist, paddler. Know how to read maps, navigate by stars, find shelter when there's none. And let's not forget the wildlife. This is Canada, sharing the path with powerful creatures. Grizzly bears in the Rockies, moose in the boreal forests, wolves in the remote north. Every step, be alert, aware. Crossing the Great Trail isn't just a physical challenge, it's a deep, immersive education in survival and geography. It's an expedition of a lifetime. Now, from the colossal network of Canada, we head south into the raw heart of the American West. This is the Continental Divide Trail, or the CDT. This trail is a different kind of beast altogether. It's not about sheer length as much as it is about raw, untamed wilderness. Running for roughly 5,000 kilometers, that's about 3,100 miles. It follows the backbone of America, the Continental Divide, from the Mexican border in New Mexico, up to the Canadian border in Montana. What makes the CDT so formidable is its ruggedness and remoteness. Much of the trail isn't even a perfectly manicured path. In many sections, it's just a route, a suggestion on a map. You're navigating by cairns, by landmarks, by your own wits. You can walk for days, even weeks, without seeing another soul or crossing a road. This is where your survival skills are truly put to the test. You have to be completely self-sufficient. If you get into trouble out here, help is a long, long way away. You are on your own. The terrain is relentlessly challenging. You're constantly climbing and descending with huge elevation changes every single day. The trail takes you through the high alpine passes of the Colorado Rockies, often above 13,000 feet, where the air is thin and the weather can turn in an instant. One minute it's sunny. The next you're in a full-blown blizzard, even in the middle of summer. You'll cross the vast, empty basins of Wyoming, where you have to carry enough water to survive for days under a scorching sun. Then you'll navigate the grizzly-filled forests of Montana. Completing a through hike of the CDT is a badge of honor among long-distance hikers. It's often called the King of the Triple Crown for a reason. It demands a higher level of experience, resilience, and mental fortitude than almost any other trail. You have to be comfortable with solitude, comfortable with risk, and comfortable with being uncomfortable. But the rewards are unparalleled. The vistas are some of the most spectacular on the continent. You'll witness sunsets over vast, empty landscapes and see stars so bright they feel like you can reach out and touch them. Chapter 3. All right, let's move west to one of the most famous long-distance trails in the world, the Pacific Crest Trail, the PCT. It stretches for about 4,265 kilometers, or 2,650 miles, running from the dusty, sun-baked border of Mexico all the way up to the temperate rainforests on the edge of Canada. Through hiking the PCT is like walking through a highlights reel of the American West's most breathtaking scenery. It has a beauty that can be both serene and, brutally harsh. The trail is a story told in 3 epic chapters. You begin in the Mojave Desert. This is a trial by fire. You're carrying heavy packs loaded with water, hiking in blistering heat, sand rock, spiky plants, dehydration, heat stroke. You learn to appreciate every drop of water, every patch of shade. You have to be smart, hiking in the early mornings, late evenings. It's a brutal but beautiful introduction that forges a deep respect for the environment. Then, just as you think you've got the desert figured out, the landscape transforms. You climb into the Sierra Nevada, a magnificent range of granite giants. This is the heart of the PCT. You're trekking through high mountain passes, often covered in deep snow, well into the summer. You're crossing raging, ice melt-fueled rivers, camping beside pristine alpine lakes. Using an ice axe navigating on snow risks of avalanches and hypothermia. The scenery here is world-class, but it demands your full attention and respect. After conquering the Sierras, the trail leads you north through the volcanic landscapes of Oregon, Washington. You'll walk across ancient lava fields, gaze into the deep blue of Crater Lake, stand in the shadow of colossal volcanoes like Mount Hood, Mount Rainier. The terrain becomes gentler in some ways, with lush forests and rolling hills, but the mental challenge remains. After months on the trail, this is where the long grind really sets in. The PCT is a test of endurance, not just of the body, but of the spirit. Chapter 4. Now we head to the east coast of the United States, to a trail that is more than just a path. It's a living piece of American history and culture. This is the Appalachian Trail, the AT. At around 3,500 kilometers, or 2,200 miles. It's the shortest of the big 3 American trails. But don't let that fool you. The AT is a relentless beast. It winds its way through the ancient, weathered Appalachian Mountains, from Springer Mountain in Georgia, all the way to the majestic Mount Katahdin in Maine. It's the granddaddy of long-distance hiking in America. What defines the AT is its intimacy and its community. Unlike the wide-open spaces of the West, the AT is largely a green tunnel. You're walking for days and weeks through dense, lush forests, with the canopy often closing in overhead. The terrain is a constant, brutal up and down. There are no switchbacks here. The trail often goes straight up and straight down the mountains. You'll scramble over rocks, wade through mud, and endure the persistent humidity of an eastern summer. But what truly makes the AT unique is the culture that has grown up around it. The trail is dotted with three-sided shelters, providing a place to rest and connect with fellow hikers. A strong sense of community, or tramily, forms out here. Hikers give each other trail names, share food and stories, and support each other through the toughest moments. There's also the phenomenon of trail magic, unexpected acts of kindness from strangers, known as trail angels, who leave coolers of drinks or offer a hot meal to weary hikers. This human element is the heart and soul of the AT. Surviving the AT is as much a social and mental game as it is a physical one. You have to deal with pouring rain for days on end, swarms of black flies and mosquitoes, and the constant ache in your muscles. But you also experience the incredible beauty of an Appalachian sunrise from a bald mountaintop, the quiet wisdom of the old forests, and the profound camaraderie of sharing a journey with others. Finishing the AT, summiting Katahdin after 5 to 7 months of struggle, is a deeply emotional and legendary achievement in the hiking world. Chapter 5. For our final journey, we're flying halfway across the world to the land of the long white cloud, New Zealand. This is the Araroa Trail, which means the long pathway in Maori. This trail is the youngest of the ones we've explored, officially opened in 2011. But it has quickly earned a reputation as one of the most diverse and dramatic thru hikes on the planet. It stretches approximately 3,000 kilometers, or about 1,860 miles, from Cape Reinga at the northernmost tip of the North Island to Bluff at the southernmost tip of the South Island. The Araroa is a trail of incredible variety, packed into a relatively compact country. It's a true top-to-bottom traverse, a geothermal wonderland of geysers, hot springs, and the imposing volcanoes of the Tongariro Alpine Crossing. Then you cross the Cook Strait to the South Island, and the adventure kicks into another gear entirely. This is where the real mountain challenge begins. You'll traverse the breathtaking Richmond Ranges and the majestic Southern Alps, home to some of New Zealand's highest peaks. This section is serious business, involving technical alpine crossings, unpredictable weather, and countless river crossings that can become impassable after heavy rain. The trail demands a high level of fitness, route-finding skills, and a healthy dose of courage. The scenery is simply jaw-dropping, the kind of landscapes that make you feel very small. What makes Araroa so special is that it's not just a wilderness trail, it's a journey through the heart of New Zealand itself. The path intentionally takes you through small towns and communities. It's a trail of contrasts. One day you're in a remote, wild mountain range, and the next you're walking down a quiet country road. Completing the Araroa is an intimate way to experience the full spectrum of New Zealand's epic beauty, from its beautiful coastlines to its formidable alpine peaks. It's a modern classic and a true adventure. Outro. So there you have it. From the coast to coast to coast expanse of Canada to the volcanic peaks of New Zealand, we've journeyed across 5 of the most incredible long-distance hiking trails on Earth. We asked at the beginning what it would take to walk across a continent, and now you've seen the sheer scale of the challenge. These are more than just trails. They demand everything you have. Remember that Canadian Colossus? The Great Trail, at over 24,000 kilometers, stands alone as the longest trail network in the world. To walk its entire length would be like circling the Earth at the equator more than halfway. It's a monumental undertaking that could take over 2 years to complete, a true testament to the spirit of exploration. Each trail has its own soul, its own set of dangers and rewards, but the sheer scale of the Great Trail is in a league of its own. Now I want to hear from you. The wilderness is calling. If you had the gear, the time, and the guts to attempt one of these epic journeys, would you brave the grizzly country of the CDT, face the deserts of the PCT, or embrace the community of the AT? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want more stories of adventure and survival from the world's wildest places, make sure you subscribe to Coden and hit that notification bell. Until next time, stay adventurous.